Welcome back to another episode of Inword News. It's your boy Dre. Gonna be a short episode. Uncle Fred is carrying the whole load for this episode, just so you know. Yeah, that's it. I'm also recording this Friday morning, so if anything happens Friday night or Saturday, catch you next week's episode, just so you know. Hackers are back at it like a Craftmatic. They're now targeting meat processing plants. 9 plants have been targeted, and this may cause price fluctuations in grocery markets. I don't know why they targeted meat markets. I guess it's a big, I know it's a big money bringer because of Americans and how much we eat meat unnecessarily. But that's a weird place to target. They're now doing the thing where they hack you, and if you don't pay the ransom, you don't get your stuff back. So let's see how quickly they pay for this. But be prepared for niggas to hoard meat like they was hoarding toilet paper and gas. Because if this scares people the way I still don't know what toilet paper had to do with the coronavirus. Why was people getting toilet paper? And gas, you guys overreacted. Like 2-3 days later, everything was back running again. So if y'all hoard meat, I don't care. My diet is mostly vegetarian at this point anyway. Like, I might go back vegan. Y'all, whatever, man. Biden is also proposing, he's been proposing a lot of wild things, but one of them is 4 more years of public schooling. Everybody assumed this would be free college. That's not what he wants. His plan is to dedicate 2 years to extend pre-K to 3 to 4 year olds. So in the 12 years from kindergarten, or hell, I guess 13 years from kindergarten to senior year, he wants to push that back, extending pre-K. So it's like 2 years of pre-K. And then the other 2 years will be free community college, which can benefit a lot of people. It can benefit a lot of low-income households. So it's not all bad. Like the daycare, with extended pre-K is less money for daycare. So it's not a bad plan, but also niggas just want free college. Like instead of 2 years of community college, do 4 years at any, Any, what do they call that thing? Accredited university. There we go. Yeah, like, if you give us free college, that will completely justify spending money on the books and the parking passes and to print paper and the meal plans. Like, you charging us for the education and the amenities that should come with this education, but then we also have to pay for the amenities separate. Like, then truly, what are we paying for in the college if it's not room and board? Also, pay teachers more. Hell, pay teachers. Apparently teachers don't be getting paid like that, and that's not cool. Like, no teacher should have to come out of their pockets to, get supplies needed for school, and then have to get second jobs to afford to live so they can still teach. What the fuck is wrong with our country?
What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite renting relative, Uncle Fred, and we are back with another segment of Inword Sports. And I just want to let y'all know this. I told everybody in the office right before I left Atlanta, Georgia, them boys is going to turn up, and I'll be damned if Trae Young ain't looking like a top 5 point guard in the East. Now, all I'm saying is the first win was crazy. Imagine what this next one finna look like. Shout out to them boys. And also, my Texans are going to have a lot to deal with. Shout out to the Titans. I ain't going to lie to you. That's a cold move. But let's go ahead and tap in with Inword Sports. Now, the last time we mentioned Jeremy Hickbottom, we were talking about him heading to Bethune-Cookman and testing the portal. But now he's made a commitment, and we're talking about the Tennessee State. Eddie George, I'm not going to lie to you, this is a solid move. You got yourself an athlete at quarterback, somebody who's battle-tested against some really good defenses. Now, I will say this. It is a different ball game when you talk about the Ohio Valley, but I can tell you right now, just based off what we saw in the spring, you got something with Hickbottom playing as your quarterback and leading the team. So shout out to Tennessee State. I'm excited for Eddie George, and hey, we got people to cover Tennessee State now, boy. Let's go. Reggie Stubblefield is back in the headlines, and this time we're not talking about him finding a home in the transfer portal, but we're trying to find a team that's going to call his name on the NFL draft in 2022. Yeah, man, Reggie Stubblefield has forgoed his 2021 season in the fall. He's not going to be playing, you guys, so I was really hoping this guy would have found a home. Now, I know he was looking for one of those Power 5 schools. I know he was talking to Kansas State, Texas A&M, but truth be told, man, those programs, they have the guys that they have. They have the recruits they're finding, and then they got guys that they just want to add depth with. And honestly, I think that they just wanted to add depth with this young man. So I think he found the best move to go ahead and put his name in the draft. Now, I personally believe he's good enough to have signed with a place like Miles. Get in, get some more interceptions under your belt. Hey, man, you saw they just signed your boy from A&M. Miles College is not playing. I like the idea of some of these guys going down to some of these bigger Division twos and, hey, make a name for yourself, bro. Ball out. Have fun. It's football. Now, Coach Prime took to I Am Athlete, and I must say, man, I got to applaud Coach Prime because he said what I've been saying for years. If you take some of these top talent, I mean, these guys that are the Matt Joneses of the world, we can go down the list of guys, but just imagine if we had all the 5-star offensive linemen that these Power 5 programs have. Man, do you know what Dre Joseph would look like back then? You know what John Gibbs would look like? Do you know what Devontae Kincaid would look like on top of what Devontae Kincaid looks like? You know what LaMarcus Renard would look like with 5-star offensive linemen? Bro. Now, all I'm saying is Deion Sanders echoed exactly what we've been saying in the HBCU community for years. Hey, man, give us a 5-star offensive line and watch what happens. It's no different for the talent on the end. We got great quarterbacks. We got quarterbacks that throw for 3,000, 2,000, 33 touchdowns. We got those quarterbacks. We got those guys who rush for 2,000. We got those guys who rush for 1,500. We got those guys who rush for 28 touchdowns. We have those guys. We have those guys. While we're talking about Deion Sanders and Jackson State, can we talk about this receiving corps? Now, listen, this U of H, Ohio, Louisville, Alabama. Yeah, he cutting up, but I'm going to let you know that you got to come play. You got to come play. At the end of the day, you got to come play. It's impressive on paper. Yes, he had the #1 recruiting class in all of FCS Division 1. I give him that, but they got to come play. I love what he's doing on paper. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I love the attention that he's bringing to HBCUs. I love the way guys are now viewing HBCUs. I mean, guys are coming from Georgia Tech going to Grambling. So, I mean, it's amazing. I like what's going on here, but they got to come play. They got to come play. Shit, they got to come play. Lastly, the Southland Conference has reached out to 4 historic programs to join their conference for athletics. That would be Prairie View A&M, Texas Southern, Grambling, and Southern University. Now, me personally, I have a bittersweet rivalry, love-hate relationship with these schools, but I don't want to see them leave the sweat. Not to go join another conference where they could just get trampled on, or they'll get left to the wayside. They're talking about money and all of this, but we're not going to see this money. We're not, because essentially, guess what? We have to travel to all of these schools. So when we're traveling, how are we making all the money if we're spending all of our money to join the conference and travel in the conference? Where do we make our money? Also, I don't like this because don't call us because 5 teams have left your conference and now you need to fill it with 4 good teams. Where was all of this energy when Grambling had 2 back-to-back 11-1 seasons? Where was all this energy when Southern was competing amongst all sports in the conference and one of the best fan bases in the conference? Where was this energy when Texas Southern knocked off Auburn and Kansas State in the same season? Where was this energy when Prairie View A&M had built one of the best athletic facilities in the conference, and not only that, hosted the Olympic team at their track facility? Where was the invite then? Don't call us now because things are going to shambles. I do not like the fact that we're a last resort. We're going to ruin the tradition. We have too much value in the SWAC right now to lose programs like Grambling, Eddie Robinson. Are you serious? Are you seriously just going to give up the tradition of Eddie Rob and give it to the Southland? We're going to give the Southland the Bayou City Classic. That's what we're saying. We're going to give them the Labor Day Classic. We're going to give them TSU basketball. We're going to give them Prairie View A&M basketball. Are we really just going to give that up? Nah, man, please don't. Please don't. I hope we don't. I really hope we don't. And that's going to conclude another segment of Inword Sports. I am your favorite host, Uncle Fred. Hey, man, make sure you guys subscribe, man. That way you guys can get that exclusive content. You don't have to wait until Monday at 6 p.m., man. You can go ahead and get it at the top of the day. Yeah, man, as soon as we get done putting it out, you can get it right there. Hey, man, also, got to shout out those Atlanta Hawks. Hey, man, come on, bring it home. 76ers, I'm not worried about it, man. We true to Atlanta, man. I told y'all. I told everybody in the office about this man, Trae Young. I told them. And you brought Clint Capella over, bro? Man, all right, y'all.
And now on to the Y'all Hiring segment. Lace Locks is a sports-oriented clothing line. They bring the leisure to the sweats and warm-up looks. They have suede warm-ups that was made popular by the OGs in the 90s and early 2000s. They also have shorts, shirts, socks, and sweaters. Like, I looked up a lot of their stuff. It's really dope. When I get my finances in order, get some money coming into the Ignorant Noodle, then I can splurge on these clothing lines. But if y'all just want an ambassador deal, I'll rock your fit every week. Just let me know. Hey, I got you. I'll even have a photo shoot on the timeline. Hit up Mystery Lex Vision. She can come do another photo shoot with me. Let me know. Good and Evil is another brand out of Atlanta. They have everything from pants to crew neck sweaters and hoodies. Also, their site. Visit their site and pick up something today. Like they do. Like their Instagram is just sweaters, but if you go to their website, if you click the link in their bio, go to their website. They have a lot more stuff in there. Check it out. Hip and Hops Brewery is Georgia's first black-owned brewery. I didn't even know that. They make that good beer in-house and even have food for you to enjoy as well. They got lobster rolls, oysters, and po' boys. So, if you don't know, these are luxury items. I'm sure they got other stuff on the menu, but this is the stuff that they push it like, hey, it's not just beer. It's an experience. There's also a little back area for you to play games such as cornhole or let your dogs get a little exercise. Be respectful and clean up after your pets and your drunk friends. Your drunk friends are actually probably more problematic than the pets. Cleanly Solutions is a company that cares for your health. They have dedicated their time to make sure you can feel safer doing everyday things. They sell masks, face shields, cart covers for when you hit the grocery store, and other antibacterial products. Like, I've never seen this before, but they, like, the handlebar thing on the carts, they have, like, what you call it? What do you call it? Like, covers. I don't know why that was so hard. They have covers that you can stick on the end, and then you can just have that. And then when you're done, just peel it off, take it home, wash it, do whatever you got to do. Keep it in a separate bag until next time you go to the store. But yeah, like, check them out. Protect your health. Also, all these businesses is still from Gail Bean. Remember, I pulled off like a bunch of businesses from her story last week. So, shout out to Gail. Visit her other work. She's not just a crackhead. She's a great actress. Deuces.